We are live for BRL Split 2 here at Abu Dhabi. This is round 9 of season 1 of the BRL Split 2 division. I am your commentator and streamer, Deer100-82270. Unfortunately, my co-commentator, Adam Max, isn't here this week. He'll be back next week. But get ready for some of the best racing you will ever see in BRL Esports. These guys have been putting on a show all year, and they have tons of new drivers this weekend, all vying for their first win. Several of them looking for their first win here this weekend. And we have the biggest field we've had all season, all Split 2 drivers. We have no Split 1 drivers in this race. These are all Split 2 drivers. So this should be very interesting, and let's have a good race. And as I'm busy trying to share the stream to all the people, be sure to check out our affiliates from BRL Split. Be sure to check out Florida Gear, Into the AM, Rogue Energy, and be sure to just check out all of them and everything they do. Be sure to use the code BRL Esports to get 10% off any purchase. Don't forget to check out grindco.com as well. We're on board with Sparky. He is the points leader heading into this race. He has 4 wins this season, and he was able to extend his gap after the last race to a solid 34-point lead over Slingshot. Unfortunately, Jamaican, we do have some driver changes that we would like to report. Jamaican is now a reserve driver. Avenged is now a reserve driver. Digisploof is now a reserve driver. Capone is now a reserve driver. And just checking to make sure, yep, those are the reserve drivers. But let's talk about the new faces and new places we have here. You have Ledoux, he is now occupying the McLaren. Chandler Sieta from AOR America, he's going to be running in the Red Bull full-time, hopefully full-time now. He might be a reserve driver, but we'll see. Whippy winner, he is now full-time in the Toro Rosso. You've got Nick Facetaste, he is now full-time in the Williams. You have Keelan Matt, who's making his debut. Several drivers making their debut, is now in the Renault. You have Riza B-Dunk now full-time in the Haas. You have the Henchman full-time in the Force India. Ezia has moved over full-time to the Ferrari to replace Avenged. Watchman is now running full-time in the Toro Rosso. And you have Methods now running full-time in the Haas. So just counting here, I believe we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 new drivers this weekend, all making their debut, and it should be very exciting indeed. But let's go back on board with Sparky, who is on a flyer in the Mercedes. He is running very good in practice. Let's see if he can contend for the pole. Very tidy through that corner. We have a Luckily Yellow in Sector 1. This is the biggest grid we've had all season. So drivers need to keep it careful. Not a lot of room on track. Be sure to plan out when they go out to do their runs. You can easily get 3 runs in here. But the big story is going to be which tire do they start on. You can make the hypers last to do a one-stop strategy. It's just very hard. So it's with a lot of people to start in the Ultra. Switchback goes to the top of the chart with a 36.4. What can Sparky do at the line? His lap was invalidated. Wow, let's go and go for Ledoux. Chandler goes to the top with a 34.6. Ledoux with a 41.6. Wow, that was a very slow lap. See if there's anybody else close to the line we can go on board with here. Ezia in the Ferrari, he's not on a too shabby lap. Let's see what he can do. He's coming to the line. P3 at 38.4. Coming to the line now is Riza B-Dunk. What's he going to do at the line? It was invalidated. That's calling out lap. My apologies. Several drivers do that lap. It's hard to keep track of it here. On board Keelan. I believe he's just now on an out lap. We are with the Whippy winner. He was actually very solid in practice. What can he do here? He jumps up to P3. see if Sparky, he will in fact continue on this lap. He's about 3.5 tenths quicker heading through the middle sector here. Let's see what he can do through sector 3. Local yellow in sector 3. You can see that back end coming loose, hanging out of that corner. What can he do? Coming up to the line, it's P2 on the hardest compound tire also. Apologies if I get drivers in the incorrect car. Methods is in the Haas. A lot of drivers and new faces. Like I said, we have 10 drivers making their debut this weekend. So it's a lot of drivers. Let's see if anybody's on a flyer. Keenan is on a flyer in the Renault. He is a new driver. He is new to the online scene, I believe, as well. So this is going to be about learning for him, just getting in a few solid laps as he's going to come into the pits. Slingshot, he's currently second in points. He's about to start on a flyer. This should be a very good lap. Slingshot, second in points. Needs to close in. Abu Dhabi is the capital of the United Arab
All right, now that all the social media stuff is sent out, Slingshot's on a very good lap here in the Mercedes. Like I said, he is currently sitting second in points. He needs to try to make some E-loads on Sparky. Very tidy he is on the Hypersoft tires, so I'm sure he's just wanting to get a decent Baker lap in. What's it going to be coming up to the line? P12. That's a little bit slower than what we'd expect from Slingshot. We'll keep a close eye. Let's go on board here with Taylor. He is aboarded that lap. Watchman, he is one of the drivers who you might remember from BRL Split 1 last season. He's going to be running full-time now in the Toro Rosso as he storms to the first sector. I expect him to pretty easily jump up there in that top 7 or 8 or so. But it's going to be really interesting because, like I said, this is the most drivers we've had in one session so far this season, let alone Split 2 drivers. So it's going to be really interesting to see if some drivers who are about mid-pack, try to be right outside the top 10 so they can start on fresher tires, because tires are key here at Abu Dhabi. he looked like he mounted the curve there. He was taking it very cautious. It looks like the car was struggling through those set of corners. That might be invalidated. I'm not sure if it is or not. It's hard to tell. But nonetheless, he is trying to finish off this lap as solidly as he can here coming through. Let's see, coming around the final corner, let's see if they can jump him up into the top 10 or so. What will it be? It ended up being invalidated. It would have been quick enough for about a P11 on the grid. And I'm being told I need to turn the game volume down slightly. So good now. If I can hear from any of the comments in the stream, whether or not they're good or not. Taylor's on an outlap. Keelan is on an outlap, I believe. Also, he might be on a flyer. We'll find out momentarily. But let's go back up to the guys battling for the pole. Beef Baby is on a flyer, I do believe. Oh, he's going to be caught behind Slingshot. Wow. Wow, oh wow. That messed up his lap. He is not going to be happy about that. Dripsane up to P2. Good job by the Red Bull driver. And let's go on, finish going on board with Keelan here in the Renault. A lot of people in the pits. He's going to abort the lap. Taylor waiting to go here. Watchman is still on another flyer on the supers, getting really wide. Surely that lap is invalidated. Keeping on board with Beat Baby here. Hey, he's had to run the rest of it, but as Mitch is on a flyer now, Ferrari trying to close in on Mercedes in the constructors, and they can definitely do that with him and Ezia in the field here, as Chandler has definitely set the benchmark with a 34-3. Wow. Well, like he's getting a little low on air rest here. Let's see if he'll in fact complete the lap. Not sure if he will. He will not. Ripley's about to start a flyer. Taylor, I believe, he has jumped up to P5. Not a bad lap for the McLaren driver. McLaren, they've been struggling in the constructors. They're currently P7. Good run for him. See who else we can go on board with. Chandler is about to go on a flyer in the Red Bull. And just looking through the midfield here, it is absolutely so close. You've got from P2 to P8 at the moment, separated by 1 second. And then you have P9 the P13 separated by just 3/4 of a second. That's pretty close here, boys. Continuing on board with Chandler, can he improve? It's going to be a mighty tall order for anybody else in the top 6 or 7 or so to top that. He's over a second ahead, but I do know some of the other drivers were on the Ultras and Hypers, and this strategy for Chandler starting on the Hypers might hurt him, but we'll see here. He's continuing on with the lap. Let's see if he can improve. Heading through Sector 3. Sector 3 is so technical. You got to go get here pitch perfect. With the wings here, it's very difficult as B-Dunk goes up to P2. Good run for him. Beat Baby P6 at the moment now. As he's coming around to the final corner. Will he improve? It seems like a very good lap. A 34 flat. Good gosh, that is a good lap. And he retires from the session. We got the top 4 now, all on out laps. Beat Baby about to start a flyer. Sparky about to start a flyer. Drips ain't on a flyer. B-Dunk all on a flyer about to be. Whippy's about to be on a flyer. Ledoux, he is on a fast lap, I do believe, on the Ultras. Let's see what he can do here. Coming down to about a minute left here. Flying laps will count here in a minute. As we got local yellow sector 1, keep it clean, boys. As Phantom is still in the pits. He has not left the garage. Keelan is still trying to do a lap, I believe. Same for Watchman. They've been invalidating. But Ledoux, let's see what he can do here. In the McLaren, he's about 4/10 up, but he is on the Ultras, which is crucial. If he can just keep it up here, he might be able to punch his way into the top 5 or 6 here, which will be very important, starting on the harder compound tire. Local yellow sector 2, keep it clean, boys. Head through sector 3, please get out of the way, slow car. Get out of the, oh, he about loses it. Will he continue on with the lap? Or will he regather the tires in and see if he can do another one here? He's coming through the final corner. Can he do anything heading towards the line? Will he improve? Yes, he will. P7. And you've got these drivers on flyers here. Drip saying, oh, he just got to the line in time. He's going to be able to start his lap. Sparky's on a flyer. B-Dunk is on a flyer. Mr. Beat Baby is on a flyer. He's about a 10th down. He needs to try to pick it up here. Ledoux, he's done. Whiffy winner, he is done. Hinchman, he's on a flyer. Go back to Beat Baby. He's trying to close in. He's about a 10th down at the moment. Can he improve heading up to the line? P2 for the Force India driver. B-Dunk still on a flyer. Dripshane still on the flyer. Sparky still on the flyer. Fast laps will count here, boys. On board with Hinchman. Keeneland is able to move it up to P16. Phantom will not set a lap time in this session. Hinchman's going to be the first of the drivers on a flyer to come across to the line. Certainly, he'll improve. What will it be? He invalidated. Oh my gosh, I would have put him up to P8, but he invalidated. Coming across up to the line, B-Dunk, can he improve? He does, P2. Now we got Sparky and Dripsane, the final 2 drivers on flyers. What can Sparky do? He is on the harder compound tire. He is coming towards the line. Your points leader, P2. What can Dripsane do in the Red Bull, trying to make a statement in this qualifying session? Can it be the upset? Coming to the line. He invalidated. Oh my gosh. It would have been P2. It would have been P2, but he invalidated. Wow. My, oh my. You have about 3 or 4 drivers right there who could have been extremely close to Chandler. You had about 3 drivers right there who could have gained in and possibly had a crack at Chandler, but they invalidated. This track is so tough with invalidation and penalties. That'll certainly be one of the stories here. And as we transition from quality to the race, I will give my thoughts of quality real quick. Let me go get a drink real quick because I'm already getting parched. And here we are looking at the final standings of quality. Like I said, a few drivers had a crack at Chandler, but he's up there by half a second. Sparky second, B-Dunk third, Beef Baby fourth, Drip Zane fifth, Taylor sixth, Ledoux seventh, Whiffy eighth, Face 9, Watchman 10th, Switchback 11th, Etsy 12th, Methods 113th, Mitch 14th, Hitchman 15th, Killian 16th, Slingshot 17th, and choosing not to go out, Phantom in 18th. And I know exactly what is going through these drivers' heads, especially the drivers battling for a championship. Sparky, he needs to maintain his points lead. Don't do anything stupid here. And you have so many new drivers who are definitely making a name for themselves. You saw it in quality. Several drivers punching above their weight more than we expected here. And like I said, a lot of unknowns. Like I said, about half the grid is new drivers here. So it's going to be interesting to see as they're about to start their formation lap. And here they go for the formation lap. I know what is exactly going through these drivers' head. They're saying, okay, let's get these tires warmed up, not take too many unnecessary risks on this first lap, and let's have a good, solid first stint. I won this race for the Split 1 division, the season finale, and it was so stressful. You had to put such a good lap in quality, and you had to make sure your first stint before you changed tires was as little tire management or as little tire wear as possible. Tire management is key. And then in the second stint, it's all about being smart, being conservative, but doing absolutely everything you can to get the best possible result. I think the key for today's race is going to be reduce the amount of penalties. We saw it in quality, about 3 or 4 drivers who could have even had a crack at the pole or a top 5 didn't because they had invalidated laps here. Once again, just going through the field, Chandler in the Red Bull. Sparky in second. He is your points leader. Third is B-Dunk. I raced with him in F1 IRL. He's making a strong debut in third. Beef Baby trying to claw his way up in the points in the Force India. He finally has a teammate this weekend. Drip Zane in the Red Bull trying to, once again, go up through the field with Switchback and Beef Baby. Taylor and sits in the McLaren. He, like I said, one of those drivers trying to claw his way up in the points. Ledoux, he's moved over to the Renault full time. Didn't expect him to be that far down, but he should be showing some good pace in the race. Whippy winner, he's a new driver to the lead, putting up a good result in P8. Same with McFaceface in the Williams, doing a good result. Watchman, he's come down from Split 1 to run Split 2 full time. Should be a good race for him. Etsy continuing to improve now in the Ferrari full time. Methods, a new racer as well, trying to get a good solid points day in the Haas. Mitch in the Ferrari trying to rebound and get a good result. Henchman trying to show what he can do in the Haas as well. Keelan making his debut, trying to just get a good clean result. Switchback, trying to get through the field, get some good points. Excuse me. Slingshot trying to make his way through the field, get by Sparky and Phantom in the wheels on the back row of the grid. Get ready for 5 red lights at Abu Dhabi. It's lights out, and away they go. The cars are not going, a little bit of lag there. Now they're rolling here. B-Dunk gets a great start here. Sparky tries to go up the inside of Chandler. In the Red Bull, you got Jossie in for position all the way through the field. 3 wide for a brief second. Everybody get through here cleanly. Please tell me everyone does. You don't want to wreck on the first lap. Who's that going wide? That's Taylor going a little bit wide, having to go on to the escape road. Everybody keeping it clean. No caution so far. Nobody wrecked each other. I haven't even seen any wings fly off. So this is a great start to the race. I definitely didn't expect this to be so clean. Let's go on forward. B-Dunk. going on forward drivers all the way through the field. You got the Red Bull and the Toro Rosso already starting to go at it. Drip zone, can he get into the top 5 and into the braking zone? No, he can't. Oh, he ran into the back of him. No wing damage. No wing damage. Oh, the Toro Rosso has got the corner. That's Watchman. Nothing's can't do anything about it. Ledoux, oh, he spun. He held on to it though. Good job. Look at all these drivers battling for position. This is incredible. This is such good racing in the mid-pack. Oh my, oh my. Ledoux, how he was able to save that, I am not sure. And the drivers behind did such a great job to avoid hitting him. We've got a battle for the lead. You've got 3 cars under a blanket. Switch back into time penalty as he's trying to make his way through the field. But you've got 3 drivers here. I believe any of them can win this race. Mitch gets a time penalty. It's all going to come down to strategy here. But look, out of the top 3, Chandler is the only one on hyper soft tires. And those tires are going to go away quick. So either he's going to have to try to stretch these things and lose some time in this first stint, trying to do a one-stop, while these other 2 drivers, they can do so comfortably. So this is going to be very interesting to see what goes on here. See these drivers pouring through Sector 1. Great camera shot we have here. It's just a train all the way through this field. And I am so proud as a tier manager to see everybody be that clean. I don't think anybody got wing damage at all even. And it was pretty clean throughout the field. So I was really happy to see that. But once again, Sparky just trying to keep Chandler really honest here. He's trying to increase the points lead. And this is disaster so far for Slingshot. He's down in P16 at the moment. He's trying to gain in on Sparky's points lead. He's not doing it so far. Etsia has retired. What is... Safety car! Wow, this is the first safety car we have had this season. Wow, I'm trying to look back and see what happened. I saw he was scrapping back there with Ledoux and Mitch, but I couldn't really see what happened to Etsia. Wow. This is heartbreak for him as he's trying to claw his way up in the point standings. And this is definitely not what he needed to happen. It's going to be a big hit in the constructors for Ferrari. Drive-through penalty for McFaceface. Speeding under the safety car. Will anybody pit right here? Just looking here. Does anybody dive into the pits? Not seeing anyone so far. Drip Sage's pitting. What tire will he go on? I'm assuming it's got to be the Supers. Will he try to stretch them for 26 laps? Wow. If he can stretch them for 20... Oh, he had a little bit of wing damage there. He's boxing along with Keelan in the Renault. He had a pretty good start to the race. Let's see what he can... he might try to take the Supers, and he's going to get a wing change as well. And actually, if I can here, I want to try to beef baby 5 second stop and go. Wow, he had a collision with B-Dot. He'll certainly be able to. I'm not sure if he can do that under safety car if he can insert that, but I want to see if I can get Etsia in the party real quick so we can figure out what happened. Let's see if we can very quickly so we can get that driver's thoughts. Safety car should stay out another lap or two. Some of these drivers, if they want to pit, they certainly can. And Etsia has joined the party here. If you can, please include your audio very briefly here. I'd like to get a statement from you. Your audio included there, bud? All right, just asking here, what happened? I saw you battling back there with it looked like around Mitch and Ledoux, and it was actually a very clean start to the race. Nobody really had any wing damage from I could see on the first lap of the race. It looked very clean, and I just saw you DNF going down the back straightaway. What happened? well, it's certainly a heartbreak. It looks like you were poised for a very good result here, and Ferrari definitely needed a good result. This is your first time now being the full-time driver for Ferrari. Ferrari really needed some constructors' points, and it looked like you were poised for a very good points result here today, but unfortunately that didn't happen. It's a heartbreak to hear you've DNF'd so early into this race, but we know you'll be rebounding next race, and as always, it's a pleasure to have you race here, bud. Absolutely, Mitch. He's still in there in the Ferrari. He's currently in the points right now, and he needs to try to be able to get up there ahead of Sparky so they can make some inroads on the Mercedes and the constructors. So I'll let you go here. Like you said, you're wanting to go help out your teammate Mitch here. Congratulations being the full-time driver now in Ferrari, and we certainly know you'll give it your hardest effort at the next race. All right, thank you for stopping in for that interview. That is a statement from Ezia, who unfortunately has DNF'd early in this race. And if you didn't see, Beef Baby did pit to serve that 5-second stop and go. Safety car is in this lap, so it should be really interesting here. Can Sparky be able to challenge Chandler here? All right, they're coming through Sector 3. Chandler needs to let the safety car go out far enough here that they can have a clean restart. Starting first, Chandler. Second is Sparky. Third is Speed Dunk. Fourth, Whitby. He's made his way up to fourth. Watchman fifth. Method sixth. Phantom from last on the grid is P7. Ledoux 8th. Mitch 9th. Switchback 10th. They're coming to the restart. Green is ready to get back racing here. There's a local yellow in the back. It looks like there's a little bit of contact back here. So you're piling through. Oh, a little bit wide by the Toro Rosso driver. Oh, battle for the lead. Battle between the top four. All four will be done. Oh, contact. Slight contact. Watchman gets a time penalty. Really going to make a move. Into the braking zone, he tried it on the high side. He made the move good. New leader of this race is EGC Sparky. Ledoux's made his way back into the P5, but look at the squabble back in the mid-pack. 6 drivers within about a second and a half. When you got the top 4 all nose to tail, my oh my, this is absolutely incredible racing. Oh, B-Dog trying to go up the inside. No, that's Whitney. Whitney trying to make it up the inside of B-Dog, who's all over the back of Chandler. Local yellow sector 3 has somebody spun. As you see on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side of your screen, beside the intervals, oh my gosh, this is an absolute squabble back here. On the left side of your screen, if you look at the intervals right beside it, you have the biggest gain position and the biggest losers. Right now, the biggest gain is Phantom, making up 10 spots, and right now the biggest loser is Mr. Face Taste, has lost 8 spots in the opening part of this race. Local yellow sector 1, Slingshot is retired. What has happened to Slingshot? Wow, he may have lost it. Heading through that turn, there may have been a little bit of contact. That's your second place driver in the points He was up there in the points in P10. He's doing that. Oh, he lost it right there. You saw this far on the right-hand side of the screen as we got a battle for P13 right here between three drivers. Will we make a move up the inside? No, we will not. Back to battling back here in the midfield. We're on board with Phantom trying to get around Mitch. We're going to have a lap time as well trying to scroll through those for you. Couldn't do nothing about it there. Now he's going to have switchback all over trying to make his way through the field. Very unfortunate to see Slingshot DNF. And unfortunately, we can't get him in the party at the moment. As we're too busy watching this race. That's a battle for about P8 local yellow sector 3. Beef Baby is retired. Right there he crashed. Oh my gosh, in fact, he landed in the back of him. He luckily ghosted. That's another driver out of this race. Wow. As I said, it was looking very clean at the start there. But certainly we've already had a little bit of carnage, a little bit of lag between the drivers. Going back to the battle for P2. B-Dunk is all over Chandler. Look at the battle for Ricky, Ledoux, Watchman, Mitch, Phantom, Switchback, Dripsane, all together. Will anybody go for a move? Yes, it will. Phantom up the inside of Mitch. Oh my gosh, you got 5 cars under a blanket here. I don't know who to go on board with. Oh my, heading to the braking zone. 3 wide! Oh, he spun! Watchman spun! And Switchback got into it. Watchman has left the session. Wow! Watchman spun and got collected by Switchback. Oh my gosh. And Beef Baby has joined the party. If you can please include your audio. What happened? I saw you on the right side coming to the penultimate turn. Did you lose it or was it contact?
So I mean, I messed up the wing on numerous occasions that race. After that, it just didn't drive the way I was used to, and I planted it myself. Just ran out of talent.
Well, it's very sorry to hear. You're definitely poised for a good result there. Looked like you were going to possibly get a top 5 that race, and you're sitting currently, if my chart sheet is correct, 6 in points, so that's definitely going to hurt in the points battle.
Oh yeah.
But oh, someone spun! Whippy spun coming out on the hairpin. Wow, drivers are bottling it here. He was up there in P4. But Beef Baby, you are more than welcome to commentate here with me if you feel free to do so. If not, we are so terribly sorry. It looked like you're having a great race there, good poised for good results, and I know you'll come back stronger next week.
I'll stick around for a little bit. I'm just hopping back into the session now, and we'll get this going.
Alrighty, if you do want to commentate, feel free to do so. Just looking at all the action here, it has been very eventful as Metman tries to go up the inside of Taylor. That's for a points position. On board with the McLaren driver. Oh, we got punted! He got punted by Methods. Wow. That's, there's definitely going to be some stewards inquiries after this race. Yes, I will, as we're going to get Beef Baby, get him back in here. He wants to view the race and maybe commentate a little bit if he feels free to do so. But we've got a ton of action having. See, Whiffy Wiener, I know I'm pronouncing that horribly. boxing. So is Methods after getting wing damage. Watchman, his ghost car is just rolling around there. So now we are down to 14 runners, and Sparky is your leader. Where will Chandler fall back down to? He's P8. But we got a battle for P9. Keelan, one of the new drivers, battling Taylor in the McLaren. Make the move stick. Keelan will let him through. Maybe not. He overshoots the corner a little bit. Will he get back up the inside? No, he lets him through. He had to cut the corner a little bit there. Taylor sort of chopped his nose off a little bit there, but clean racing nonetheless between the two drivers. Looks like that battle is sorted. B-Dunk isn't letting Sparky get away though. Ledoux has moved his way up in the P3 as well. So varying strategies here. I do not know what tire is Chandler on. Wow, Chandler's going to do the two-stop. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it work, but we will definitely find out. And just wondering, Big Baby, what are your thoughts so far of the race? It looks like it's been pretty clean up until the past couple laps where we've seen some drivers do some moves in desperation. How has the racing been so far in this Grand Prix?
Well, I mean, it didn't fare out too well for me. So far, it's been actually pretty good. Normally, I'm used to Abu Dhabi being a very hairy, sketchy race. A lot of people send me into the chicanes, usually last second. I even did it myself a couple of times and wound up making contact with the switchback, ultimately leading to me wrecking out. But these guys, for being in F2, they're really and they're making it really good. Really great competition here for everybody here watching tonight.
You're absolutely right. And one thing that has impressed me, like I noted in quali, nearly half the drivers are brand new drivers, and they are certainly impressing me, not only how clean they are, but how much good racing they're putting on. Like, just for example, B-Dunk in P2, Chandler in P7, he got the pole, but he's doing the two-stop strategy, which is going to be really interesting. Pinchman is running solidly in the midfield. What do you think of some of these drivers coming into the league? Are they providing some more competition that maybe wasn't there to start with? Are they putting up a good fight?
Well, as long as they're running competitively and cleanly, you gotta say the more the merrier here. Week in, week out, F2's been putting on some great shows with really even competition from the front of the pack all the way to the rear. So, I mean, if we have guys that are coming in here and, they're able to run with us, you know what? By all means, bring them in. It just makes it more fun, makes it more interesting, makes it tougher for everybody. So, by all means, these guys are really doing well, and I look forward to seeing them again in the future.
Absolutely. Now we have BRL Split 1. Oh, Methods is retired. What happened? He's on board with Watchman's ghost car. It's quite a bit behind him. Oh, B-Donk's going for a move. Oh, someone just wrecked. Who's that? Pinchman wrecked. Oh, I just saw him getting turned there on stream. I was trying to go see what happened with Method's car, and Pinchman got turned into the barrier right where it looks like Slingshot lost it as well. Excuse me. Pinchman was putting on a good show up there in P9. One of the new drivers, unfortunately, he has wrecked out. That makes 6 DNFs, I do believe, now this race. Wow. That's quite unfortunate. But while we were doing that, we have a battle for the lead. B-Dunk actually took the lead, and now he's going to pit. And as I was saying, we have Split 1, Season 1 former champion in the party. If Cam Newton, if he can give a shout out to all the viewers of this stream, it'd be much appreciated.
What's going on? What's going on?
There he is.
Checking on what's going on.
That's your BRL Split 1 champion, and I'm not sure if you're watching the race. I really hope you do,
because it is certainly a
Just
thriller.
switched it on.
Can you provide any? Oh, a battle for P5. Will like Chandler is going to dive it up to the inside. Pam, I'm not sure if you're watching the race. I really hope you are. Can you provide any feedback for what's going through these drivers' heads? They're on lap 12. You've already seen a lot of people dive into the pits for their first pit stop. What is the goal of these drivers in these second stints?
Yeah, this is a key part of the race. Getting comfortable with the tires for sure. Seeing how much grip you have for the rest of the stint. I think that's the most important thing. And then not burning them out too. Staying, especially at Abu Dhabi, you gotta be careful on the throttle, not getting too much for the speed.
And absolutely, what do you think of the different strategies here between the top three? You have Chandler, who was pretty quick in qualifying. Oh, we got a battle side by side between the Haas and the Sauber here. Will he go for a move into the corner? No, he will not. What do you think of the different strategies? Chandler going for the two-stop, while you have B-Dunk and Sparky both going for the one-stop. Which one do you think will be able to prevail?
As always, it depends how much you get held up in the two-stop. I don't remember which was last year.
Well, following the restart, Sparky and B-Dunk were both able to get very quickly around Chandler. And it's going to be certainly neat to see how much Sparky continues to push. He's still on the ultra-soft tires. I think if he would have pitted already, surely he'll go onto the secrets this lap. B-Dunk already pitted a lap ago. Where is he currently? He's currently P5 trying to get around Chandler. And Chandler still has one more stop to go. You got three drivers battling for the last podium position. Side by side into the corner. Will he be late on the brakes? Yes, he does. They're side by side with the Red Bull. Can he get the DRS? Come down the straightaway. They make contact. Hardball with B-Dunk trying to get around Chandler for the P3 spot. Around the high side, it's very unconventional. Late on the brakes. Oh, and Phantom's waiting in the wing. B-Dunk, if I'm B-Dunk, I'm not stressing because I know Chandler has to do another pit stop. Don't burn up your tires this early into the stint. Phantom, surely he's going to pit this lap. He's already done 13 laps on these ultras. Surely he will be boxing. No, he is not. Wow, he might be, since the restart took a couple laps. He was able to pull off those tires. Sparky is in the pits. He's now exiting the pits. Where will he come out? Switchback has pitted. Keelan gets a 3-second time penalty. Sparky is going to rejoin the track in 5th place. I wonder if Phantom here, if he's going to stretch those tires to about lap 17, 18 possibly, and then go into the hypers for the last 10. It'd be a very smart move. Very risky, but very smart. Mitch rejoins the track, P7. Taylor, P8. Switchback coming out of the pits. Looking like he might fall to P10, possibly P11 here. Keelan is coming across the line right now. We'll see. Looks like Switchback will just get out ahead in front of Keelan. As B-Dunk has gotten around Chandler for the P2 spot, Slingshot has left the session. Very unfortunate for him as he is currently second in the points. Sparky trying to close in on Phantom already. Sparky is in the same boat as B-Dunk. Just needs to conserve the tires here. They know it's going to be between the two of them for this race win. Oh, will he go up the inside here? Don't they? Oh! He wrecked him! Sparky ran into the back of Phantom. That looked like possibly a little bit of DC. And you hear it from Ham. Wow. Wow, that looked like possibly a little bit of DC. Sparky has left the session. Our points leader has left the session. I will try to get him back in here. He doesn't have too much damage. It looks like he desynced a driver. I will try to get him back in here
quickly as he's battling for the race win, but that's developing stories. It looked like he decent Phantom possibly and got him into the wall. As Phantom is getting a new front wing in the Williams driver, he made a great drive, was able to, it looked like his strategy to go from the ultras to the hybrids has been diminished here. It looked like he'll fall back to possibly P11 here, depending on how quickly he can get out of the pits. Keelan coming across the line right now. Who will come out? This is for the final points paying position. Will it be Keelan? Will it be Phantom? It will be Phantom, but just, and I mean just by a couple of seconds here. And we got another battle for P2. You've got 3 drivers. Now, oh, Chandler overshot the corner. He gets a time penalty. Expressing his frustration in the Facebook chat, and we have, I would like to note, we have a record highest grip time surge in the pit. We had early in the stream, I didn't mention it, but we had a record high 13 viewers. This is the most in Split 2 and the most in BRL history at one time, I do believe so. Saying coming out of the pits now, he really needs to try to get out in front of Mitch. Let's see if he will in the Red Bull. Sparky, if he can't get back into the session, he will not meet the 90% race requirement to be able. Hold on, I'm going to try to get him back in here. He's requesting to try to get back into the race. This is costing him valuable points. As we try to get him back in very quickly, we have a battle for P8 between Wolfie Wiener and Wolfie Wiener. He was doing very good. He was up there in P4 the early parts of the race. Unfortunately, he got a little bit of struggles now. He's spun it on the hairpin. He's now being attacked by Switchback. See what they can do. Heading to the braking zone. Can Switchback get him around the high side? He brakes very late. So does Wolfie Wiener, side by side. Great battle in between the Toro Rosso and Sauber. And Sparky is trying to get back in. Let's see if he is back. He's still ghosted. He's trying to get back into the session as we got a great battle for P8. Sparky has joined back, but he has fallen from P3 to P7. And most importantly, one of his title contenders, Mitch, is ahead of him, trying to claw back some points. Mitch, where did he come from? He's qualified near the back of the grid, and now he's up there in P5. Sparky's still losing positions. He's trying to get back into his car, I believe. We're waiting to see when he does. He doesn't need to wait too much longer, or else he'll fall outside the points very quickly. Local yellow sector 3. We're looking here, trying to find the culprit. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, we got a battle once again for P5 here. It looks like Mitch and Taylor going at it here. I'm trying to find the local yellow. Sparky is back. Sparky is back in the Mercedes, but he has fallen to P9. He can't have. He's got to be able to make do of this race somehow, as the battle is for P5. No, we got a battle for P3 now between the 2 Red Bull drivers. All right, come on, boys. Don't pull a Mark Webber, Sebastian Vettel right here. Just try to get some solid points for Red Bull. They are currently 9th in the Constructors, needing a good points result. In calm words of the lead owner telling these drivers, keep your head down, drive. That's why we have steward inquiries after the race. Just keep your head down, get a good result, and keep pushing. trying to watch these two battles. You got a battle for P3 and you got a battle for P5 here. Drip Train sets the fastest lap for the race. He's going after B-Dunk. Battle for 50. Let's see if he can do anything. We're back at the Drip Train battle as they go on the back straightaway. That DRS is a big plus here as Sparky is hitting a 5-second stop, 5-second time penalty, speeding in the pit lane as he's going to box. Whippy Winner's in as well. Let's see where these drivers will come out. Sparky is outside of the points at the moment as we got a battle for P5 into the braking zone. He makes the move down, but Mitch, he'll get DRS. No, Taylor will get DRS. No, they'll both get DRS. No, Mitch gets DRS in the Ferrari. Then he makes the move back around the high side. Makes the move solidly. Now it's just trying to focus Mitch. He is trying to close in on the points battle. If he can get a good result here today and Sparky not finishing the points, he'll close that gap up about 10 points. He needs that. He needs the help from the constructors. Apologies, that is not me. That is DRM Marco, who for some reason has joined the stream. We do not care for language like that on the stream. Please keep it to a minimum there, bud. As the battle for P5 has subdued a little bit, but Taylor not wanting to give an inch. He's wanting to try to crawl his way up the points table. Oh, we got a possible battle for P2 here. Chandler gets a good run out of the hairpin, trying to get DRS and slipstream down the first back straightaway. DRS engaged. The gap is 8.5 tenths, 7 tenths, 6 tenths, 5 tenths. The gap is 2 car lengths heading into the braking zone. Oh, trying to get a great exit. He does. DRS will be engaged. Taylor gets back around Mitch. Heading to the braking zone. Oh, he dives it back up the inside. Mitch gets him. Does he? No, they're side by side. They make contact. Mitch still side by side. They're side by side. No, Mitch took back in. He goes back up the inside into the braking zone. Oh, he runs a little wide. Mitch gets the move done. And once again, the battles for P2 will do has able to subdue Chandler. Drip Train isn't too far back behind the battle. On fresher tires, I am absolutely losing my mind. This is such incredible racing in the top 5. Oh, we got a battle for P10. Sparky got around Whippy Winner. Winner can't do anything with DRS. He's too far back. Battle back for P2. Great run for turn 1. Drip Train gets a time penalty. Trying to close in the gap. Ledoux got loose. Can Chandler make the move up the inside? No, he backed out of it. Oh, Drip Train's going to get DRS. Drip Train's going to get DRS coming out of the hairpin. You've got a 3-car fight for P2. Taylor, oh, both Taylor and Mitch. They both went off the track, but he's going to get DRS. They're now the hairpin. Chandler biding his time. Oh, we about ran into the back of the dude. Luckily, the brakes did work on that Red Bull. Oh, you got 3 cars under a blanket. He will get DRS. So will his teammate. Which way will he go? To the high side. Both the Red Bulls working together. Oh, well, buddy's thinking about 3 wide for a moment there. Chandler took P2. Now can Drip Train get back around him? Once again, another battle for P5. And down the DRS. The gap is 7 tenths, 6 tenths, 5 tenths into the braking zone. He can't do anything. Ledoux is going to 4th. Oh, they about made contact. He about made contact with Drip Train. Drip Train holds on to P3. Absolutely phenomenal racing. This is why you have to tune in every single week to catch the action for BRL Split 2. Taylor, he's hounding Mitch. I have never seen a McLaren be so close to a Ferrari in recent years, but it is happening in this lead race. He's closing in slowly but surely, both on super soft tires. Just want to see the last time they pitted, if I can. Taylor is on 1 lap older tires. As I scroll across, you can look at the position change. The biggest gainer still being GK Phantom, and the biggest loser of this race being B30. Oh, Mitch went wide. Spark is up his fastest lap of the race, but the biggest loser being B30, obviously. And after look at the stops and look at the tires and the amount of laps they've been on them, Taylor will he go and make a move up the inside? I do not think he will be able to this time around. Mitch trying to conserve those tires so he can pull away at the end of this race. Taylor still too far back. Trying to maybe cool off those tires a little bit so he can make a charge there at the end. I'm surprised Dripsane still hasn't been able to get around Chandler. Chandler looked like, oh, Taylor gets a time penalty. GK Phantom gets a time penalty. I'm surprised that Dripsane hasn't been able to do a charge yet on Chandler. Chandler has a few lap older tires, and it looked like Chandler was the car to beat. But B-Dunk has played the one stop absolutely beautifully to be able to be in P1. He's losing about half a second to the second lap, but unless he gets any crazy time penalties, this Ledoux gets a time penalty. Unless B-Dunk gets any crazy time penalties, like I said, looks like he comfortably has this win. Mitch really pushing now, trying to build a gap on Taylor, trying to get out of DRS. He will not. Once again, the gap is about half a second. Mitch actually got a very poor run out of that corner. Let's see. Can Taylor make a move into the braking zone? The gap is 3 car lengths, 2 car lengths, 1 car length into the braking zone. Can he do anything? Whippy winner gets a time penalty. Taylor cannot do anything. Mitch trying to hold on to that P5 position. These drivers are realizing they're looking up on their screen 6 laps to go. It's go time, baby. Time to score some points. And just looking at the new drivers who have joined this race, we'll update you on where they are. B-Dunk is currently the leader. Chandler second. Trying to look at the new drivers. Whippy Winner is in P10. McFaceface P11. Peelan P12. Watchman, it shows him in P13. He is DNF. Hinchman has DNF. Methods has DNF, and that's about it. But crucially, second in points, Slingshot, he DNF. Beef Baby, top 6 in points, has DNF. So several drivers having some very unfortunate results. Taylor trying to make another charge. They need to be careful. Switchback is only about 2 seconds behind them. Don't need to be bailing too hard here. Taylor is much closer. The gap is 3 car lengths. 2 car lengths. 1 car length. No, he's going to wait. He's going to wait and get a good run onto the next back straightaway. That's what he's going to do here. Oh, Mitch got a poor exit. Taylor, Dripsane gets a time penalty. Can he do anything? Is he close enough? No, he's not. And Switchback has gained half a second just in that sector alone. So we're about to have a 3-horse fight for P5 here in a moment. As Darren Marco has left the party, really good on him. But Taylor trying to close in on the Ferrari as he is joined back, unfortunately. Yeah, but the battle is for P5. Switchback trying to close in on him to maybe get DRS at the end of this. Oh, Taylor got a bad exit. Switchback is going to pounce possibly. Let's see what the gap is. Heading to the corner. Needs to be within that magical 1 second range. Oh, Taylor got a great exit. He's not going for the slipstream. He is not going for the slipstream. He's going to engage DRS. Now he tries to come in to the slipstream and into the corner. Mitch leaves the bottom open. Side by side, heading to the braking zone. Mitch breaks late in the Ferrari. Wait, will he get DRS? Will he get DRS? Switchback is going to get DRS on Mitch. They're side by side coming out of the corner. Oh, we're going to ride on board with Switchback. He has a phenomenal view of this battle. Taylor getting overtaken. Will he talk about the inside once again? No, he will not. Switchback trying to close in on the battle. And Mitch will maintain P5. He is using the back straightaway DRS absolutely to his perfection. And Sparky is telling Phantom, watch out. We do not approve of any retaliation in this league. So the Sparky is able to get to Phantom. Watch out, we might see some fireworks as Whitney Wiener has wrecked out. Let's try to see where it's going. Oh, we just lost it on the curb. He was poised, man. He was poised for a points result. He started out the race so good. Unfortunately, he will not get in and he will rebound next race, I'm sure. Taylor, once again, will he wait and try to make a move on the next straightaway, or will he go for it on this straightaway? The McLaren driver is putting on an absolutely phenomenal drive. So is Mitch. Mitch has been putting on the drive of this season for himself in this race. Taylor's going to get DRS. Will he wait for it? Or will he go now? Or will he go up the inside? And Switchback isn't far back, heading to the braking zone. He gets the move done, but Mitch will have DRS. He needs to be careful, though. Switchback isn't too far behind him. Once again, going back on board with Switchback. The battle is for P5. Will he get up the inside? Yes, he will. Oh, Switchback trying to get into the fold here in the Sauber. Sauber desperately needs some good points. McLaren desperately needs some good points. And Mitch, he is just trying to consolidate his P5 because he knows he needs to close in on Sparky in the points battle, and he needs to close in the Constructors. And Keelan is now just one spot out of the points. So if McFaceface has some penalties, he might be able to make a shot at it. And Sparky's closing in on the gap on Phantom. We certainly hope we don't see him try to wreck him or anything, but we might see some fireworks at the end of this race. It is Abu Dhabi. The lights are out, and it is go time as we have only 5 races left in this season after this race. And Sparky is not going to be too happy after losing so many points in this race as he is the points leader. Diving back into the chicane in Sector 1, we have just 2.5 laps. Looking at B-Dunk, he has just drove a great race, made the one-stop work. He's lost a little bit of time to Chandler, but he just needs to consolidate this win. You got 3 drivers under a blanket. Switchback has gotten around Taylor. Wow. Will he go up the inside? Yes, he will. Into the braking zone. Rip Lane gets a time penalty. Side by side. Oh, this is such great racing for P5. We're not sure about the penalties at the moment. I'm sure we will know momentarily. Taylor. Oh, he's going to have to bide his time here. He has plenty of DRS compared to Mitch. Mitch is certainly going to want to try to get that spot back. Oh, Switchback getting very loose. Just looking here, we are down to a lap and a half to go, but the battle is on for P5, and we're about to have a battle for P8 here between the two, the Williams and the Mercedes. I'm going to look very briefly back at the battle for P9 or P8. Sparky's probably going to bide his time and wait for the DRS zone. We hope we don't see any retaliation. Taylor trying to get around Mitch. Mitch gets a time penalty. Trying to look at both these battles. Phantom. Oh, this will be close. Keep it clean, Sparky. Don't let your emotions overpower you. Really go around the high side. We'll wait. We'll wait for DRS here. Back to the battle. Switchback is improved. Taylor's going to wait. He's going to wait for the next straightaway. Sparky and Phantom. Whoa! Oh, Sparky going way up the inside here and side by side into the braking zone. Sparky will easily make the position made. Thank you, Sparky, for not doing any retaliation. Oh! Wow, Sparky, that will definitely be under review by the stewards. That is an unnecessary driver right there. You made the move cleanly and then you chop off part of his wing. That is unsportsmanlike, and we do not tolerate that in BRL. That'll definitely be under review as the battle is now back for P6. We're on the final lap. We'll go on board with B-Dunk here momentarily, but you've got a great battle for P6. And I can't believe it, I've already gone through my Pepsi Max all the way through this race. It'd be lovely if they sponsored us. But as the battle carries on to P6, let's go look at B-Dunk. He's heading through the final. He's on his way through the middle of second two right now. I definitely got to give B-Dunk the driver of the day. He did the one-shot beautifully, able to make it work. Keelan gets the 3-second time penalty. That's not what he needs. Sparky is close, not Sparky. Taylor is right back on the right on Mitch's gearbox once again. Will he be able to go for a dive? He's very close. Pointing the arrest. Mitch gets a bad run. Oh, Mitch, what's he doing out here? Is he trying to get some slipstream? No, he's going to wait. He's going to wait and go back around him on the net straightaway here. Trying to check in with B-Dunk. We're about to check in on him very quickly. We're going to look at this battle. B-Dunk about to come across the final corner. As long as he doesn't have too many penalties, he will secure the race win. Rise up, B-Dunk. You are a winner in BRL Split 2, but the battle is for P6. Mitch's DRS. Local yellow section 1. Keelan is retired. Looks like he's good enough for the race. So as long as every driver finishes this race, they will score points. I don't think he'll be able to get there. Mitch has a time penalty. Sparky might be able to get around. Sparky might be able to get around Mitch. Chandler P2. Drip Train P3. Ledoux coming across the line. Where will he finish? P4. Switch back. Mitch trying to make another charge at Taylor. Can he get back around him? Phantom gets a 5-second stop and go. Will he possibly be back on ninth position? Switch back. Coming up the line. Will he get P5? Taylor will get P6. Mitch will get P6. Where will Sparky come in? P7. Mitch will close in on the points in the drivers and constructors. Phantom coming across the line, P10. McFaceface in the Williams. Phantom about a 5-second stop and go. So let's see if McFaceface can close in at all. And the Williams will wait to see when he comes across the line. Will he go to closing in all? I know Phantom had some penalties. Coming across the final corner. Will he go to move at all? P10 for the Williams driver. My, oh my, what a race here at Abu Dhabi. Mitch is going to close in the drivers and constructors for Ferrari. Sparky had the worst race he's had all season, negotiably right there. And there he is, rise of B-Dunk is your winner. Alongside the two Red Bulls, Chandler getting P2, Drip Train P3. Phenomenal race by those drivers. Let them enjoy their moments. Let them enjoy it. And let's get these drivers into
Good race.
the
Good race.
podium interviews. I already see Dripsane is in here. Ham, it was a pleasure having him make a few comments. See you there, Ham. Great to have you provide some insight there. Now let's get a picture of these results.
That was definitely entertaining. I'll be back. I'll try to watch next week as well.
Great as always. We enjoy every view. And be sure to check out our affiliates at BRL Esports. Be sure to check out Into the AM, Vertigear, Grindco.com, as well as Rogue Energy. And those are your positions. B-Dunk obviously getting the win. We had several DNFs. It was very clean the first few laps. Etsia, they made a mistake. Slingshot made a mistake. Beef Baby made his mistake. Watchman made a mistake. Several drivers taking themselves out just based off of mistakes. So let's get the podium interviews in here. Dripsane finished P3. If he can include his audio, that would be very much helpful. Let's get Debunk in here for podium interviews. And as well as Chandler. For podium interviews, we have now a record high 14 people viewing the stream, all to hear the podium interviews of your new race winner, Rise of B-Dunk. You are a winner in BRL Split 2. How do you feel?
I thought it was going to be a stressful race, you know. Sport had a really good lap in qualifying, and I was having a hard time keeping up with him in the first end of the race. But it's unfortunate to hear what happened to him. But, you know, he's just got to keep fighting for the next one. But I'll gladly take this win and to make Ozone proud. Good season, boys.
And it was a great race by you. Make sure everyone in the podium interviews, please include audio. Chandler, you got pole by half a second, but you went for the two-stop. Did you ever second-guess yourself when the safety car out came out to maybe stretch the supers there to the end, or were you sticking to the two-stop throughout the entirety of that race? Well, it was. We were certainly surprised. You started to close in there. You're able to close the gap in about half of what it was at the beginning of that last stint, but you just weren't able to get around him. But it looked like it was great racing between you, Dripsane, and Ledoux. It was absolutely incredible to watch on the stream. You had a great drive there, Dripsane. You were battling right there in the podium. Did you think you could maybe get ahead of Chandler, or did the penalties just cost you that P2 there?
No, I definitely think Chandler had the pace on me here. It was a great race all around, especially around Ledoux. I think if I would have stayed within DRS with Chandler, I may have been able to get ahead of him before we passed Ledoux. But as soon as he got around Ledoux, I knew he was going to get away. There's probably no chance of catching him. He was doing great all race. The safety car right there at the beginning, though, definitely changed things up. I unfortunately got a little wing damage during the safety car, so I had to pit early and go for a kind of two-stop. But I had pretty good pace in the supers, and then switch over to the ultras with Chandler right there at the end. I think we made good inroads to give Red Bull a 2-3. It was really nice.
Certainly, and Red Bull definitely needed that shot in the arm. The constructors from about P5 to P9 is so close, and that is going to give Red Bull a good shot in the arm. I think y'all are going to move up to, either P4 or P5 in the constructors after that race. But just going to do final thoughts with the drivers here. Rise of B-Dunk. This is your first race now, full-time for the Haas team. What do you see you and Methods could do for the remainder of the season before next season starts? Do y'all think y'all can pack a punch and you can show that you are certainly a championship contender possibly for next season?
Yeah, you know, I'm going to try to bring as many points as I can for Haas for the remainder of the season. I mean, I don't know how many races you guys have done since it's been my first race, but I'm trying to bring as many points as I can these last few races and, you know, move on to next season and just pack a punch and make my mark.
Well, it was a great drive by you. Final thoughts here with Chandler. I thought you had that race in the bag, but when I saw you were starting on the hypers, I knew you were going to do a two-stop. Traditionally, the two-stop is slower here, and there were about 4 or 5 drivers in the top 5 who had a chance to win that race possibly, and it just looked like the two-stop strategy didn't work for you. Did you? Were you, like I said, do you feel like doing that cost you the race, or was it just by a lack of pace probably on your part? Absolutely. Well, it was still great fighting in the top 5, and that's going to give you a good points haul, and you can probably finish the season off strong, possibly in the top 7 or 8 if you can continue as you are and get some good points for Red Bull. Finally, final thoughts here with Drip saying this will certainly move you into the top 5 in the points with that result. Are you looking to continue this momentum? And we only have 5 races left this season. Are you looking to be able to show that you are a championship contender and that you can fight next season for a championship?
Yeah, I definitely think I need to stay consistent. I've been pretty consistent throughout the season. I think just a couple unfortunate events happened for a few races, but other than that, I think I can definitely be a top 3 driver. Other than that, just have to make sure strategy stays good. Go for 1 stops where needed, 2 stops where needed, and just keep my pace going.
Well, it was a great race by you 3 drivers, and I do want to mention I did get word during that end of the race, F1 legend Niki Lauda has unfortunately passed away at the age of 70. It is sincerely unfortunate to hear the news of that, and this race and stream will be dedicated in his honor as all of our thoughts and prayers from BRL Esports, all of the drivers. We send our condolences to Niki Lauda, his family, and the F1 community, as it is a tragic loss to have him, and he will be he'll be surely missed, as he was one of the greats of F1.
This race that I just won today, this goes out to you, Nikki.
Great tribute by B Dunk. But this has been it from BRL Esports. We want to say thank you. We hit a record high 14 viewers at once this stream. That is the most in BRL history. We want to thank you so much. And be sure to check out our affiliates, Vertigear, Grindco.com, Rogue Energy, and Into the AM. Be sure to use the code BRL Esports to get 10% off when you check out in store. And it has been a great race here. We had several new drivers make their mark here tonight. And be sure to check in for the next race, 7 Central, next Monday. Thank you all, and everybody have a great night.